Oh, well, okay. 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 Startup great, shut up. Everyone shut up. Oh my gosh. I have to write my whole fucking Blue Sky post again because it didn't save the draft properly. So hello, good morning. It's great, it's a Monday. D, good morning. D, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Selkie, hello. Hello. Nuja. Giving me shit after 2 seconds. You said we're playing Mermaid Mask? Yeah, it's pretty woke. Pretty woke. Sage, hello, good morning. All right, let me try to remember what the fuck I typed.
It me Mattiversary, D.
Celestian, thank you so much for the 26-month resub. Holy cow. That's so many months. That's so many months. Okay, hang on. I can't talk and type at the same time. Okay, draft, save to draft. Okay. Okay, now I gotta do the alt tags. Okay. Okay. Okay, hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing this morning? How is everybody doing this morning? Oh my God, it's Monday and it sure feels like a Monday. It sure feels like a Monday. This says it has full controller support. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like. So actually, thank you for the 85 stream streak. Holy shit. Holy shit. Big Sleepy came into work early. I worked almost 55 hours last week. That's too many hours. That's too many hours. 90% of the time, full controller support is such a lie. Big Dark Love, hello. Here's the thing. In my experience, full controller support is very accurate I also just don't think this is the sort of game that will work well with a controller based on what it wants me to do. You know? It wants me to poke around scenes and stuff like that. And it's like, I just don't. Oh, hey, it has full controller support, so you can use the thumbstick for the mouse. Great. You know what? I'm glad you did that. Thank you. And we'll try it when we get in the game. We'll see how it goes. But there have been a number of times when I've been like, oh, I'll play. Okay, I don't want to do this. Like, you fully support the controller. Great. Thank you. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. It's not. Anytime there's a virtual mouse cursor that I control with the left stick, I'm always just like, this is bad. This is bad. Like, I'm glad you did it. You know, it's like, because there's like switch ports and stuff for this. It's like, okay, sure, you know, like, glad it exists. And when you're using the thumbstick for the cursor, it always moves so slow. Some games will do a thing where it'll be like, you hold a button and it'll zip. And I'm like, I can appreciate that. But also, like, I have a mouse, you know? I'm playing on the device that has a mouse, you know? We can, you know, I can do what needs doing. I can do what needs doing. I got an email from Regal for the movie we went to see, and it's like, how did we do? And I'm like, well, my seat was broken. And when I tried to tell the guy about it, he didn't really respond in any way, shape, or form. So, you know, I'd give that like a C. You know, I'd give that a C. Like, thankfully the screening wasn't packed, so I just moved to the other side of Aaron and then was like, well, if it's busy enough, you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It was empty. What movie did you see? Aaron and I went to go see the theatrical screening of the Broadway recording. No, it wasn't the Broadway recording. It was the West End of Hadestown. It wasn't the Broadway showing. It was I think it was the West End. Oh no, it says from Broadway. All right. I thought they recorded in the West End. So, Erin is a big Hadestown fan. She saw it last year. She saw it last year with her best friend. And so, you know, it got announced that it was coming to theaters. And she was like, I really want to go see it. And I was like, let's go. Like, you know, say less. It was great. It was a really good time. I really appreciate the effort that they did to have interesting angles. Aaron was annoyed that they were cutting a little quick on some of the musical numbers. There are definitely some spots that I was like, I would have stuck with it a little bit, but the fact that they even did like a multicam shoot for something like that is pretty impressive. And we're gonna go see, I actually need to go look up times for that so we know what we're gonna go see 6. Okay. Oh yeah, Fandango, the website that like lists stuff. Okay, well, we can get literally the same, we can go to literally the same theater. Oh, they're doing it at the one that's closer. Well, that's probably better. All right, well, I've got info now, so Aaron and I can plan. They're musicals I want to see. That was the first musical I've ever seen. That was it. It was the first one. Yeah, that was the first one. So it was a good time. I feel like I'm setting the bar a little high. I feel like I'm setting the bar a little high. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not the first musical I've ever seen. That's a lie, because I'm forgetting that I went and saw my friends in Rent like a month and a half ago. So that would be the first musical that I saw. Which was very funny. My buddy was like, "Are you sure you want your first one to be Rent?" And I'm like, "Listen, man, you gotta start somewhere." You know, of course you want your first one to be Rent. Well, he was just like, it's kind of a heavy one. You know, he's like, it's kind of a heavy one. And I was like, well, yeah, but also, you know, again, like, you know, the only contemporary musical I've seen is La La Land. I don't know anything about La La. All I know about La La Land was that it didn't win Best Picture, but then maybe it did win Best Picture. That's the only one I know. That's the only thing I know about it. Yeah, we saw, we've seen my friends in Rent and Hello Dolly. Hello Dolly was fantastic. I really enjoyed Hello Dolly. I know they're doing Little Shop of Horrors, but I don't know. I actually need to see what the timeline for Little Shop of Horrors is. My dad saw Wicked with me, my mom, and my sister was in theaters. His complaint was too much singing. Oh, well, I mean, I guess I wonder if then technically the first musical I ever saw was Grease, because I did watch Grease, the movie, like specifically the movie, quite a bit. And so I wonder if we've got a little asterisk situation, you know, like really the first you know. Wicked is the kind of story you just want to watch through. It's funny because it was a book, right? It wasn't originally a play, it was a book. It's interesting that the movie would be so heavily based on the musical and not the book. Feels like you're muddying the waters a little bit. Sorry, take it back. I also saw the Wicked sequel. It was underwhelmed, so I blocked it out. That's very funny. I just stared and was like, were you unaware it was a musical? Maybe he was, you know? Maybe he didn't know. It's very funny to not, but Oh, here's the tracking number. Okay, I misunderstood. Somewhat loosely based on the book series that's loosely based on the film that was based on the original book. Yeah, so there's a, oh, cool. My expensive Digimon cards arrive tomorrow. Because so there was the original Oz books, right? And then I think there was a book specifically called Wicked. And then that book got adapted into a musical. And then the movie is an adaptation of the musical. Movie's an adaptation of the musical. Same guy did the score, and they got the original leads to cameo. That's fun. That's fun. I like when there's little cameos like that. I always think little callbacks like that are really fun. Okay, well now I have info on when we can go see 6. So that's good. We'll probably buy those tickets today. Okay. I did hear the Wicked sequel was not good. This is not unknown to me. All right. So today, thanks to Panic Department, thank you to Sarah over at Panic Department, we are playing Mermaid Mask, which I'm very excited about. They did provide us a key for this specifically, so thank you very much to Sarah and Panic Department. The other two games I bought myself. I bought those. They were on sale because I knew we were doing Mermaid Mask. So I said, let me just get everything. Let me just get everything bought up. And we'll make a day of it. You liked it? I heard that there were people that liked it, but I heard from more people overall that they were like, I don't know if we needed that. I think people's sort of the more predominant response I saw to it was that it didn't need to be 2 movies. You know what I mean? The thing was that it didn't need to be 2 movies. So it didn't need to be 2 movies separated by a year, agreed. Yeah. And that's what I heard a lot of, like, of the people that didn't like it, it felt like the overwhelming opinion was, I don't know if we needed to do that. Like, it didn't need to be that. It could have just been the 1 movie. You know, we could have just gotten there. My opinion is shaped by not seeing the first one. Well, that's a bad start, dude. And already not being a fan of the franchise. Well, then there you go. I suspect the underwhelm was probably because of the weight. Yeah. Julius Caesar invaded Oz is a wild sentence. Julius Caesar invaded Oz is very funny. Okay. Let's get the game. Oh my God. So I mentioned the other day that I hurt my neck. And let me tell you, my neck still hurts. You might be wondering, Matt, does your neck still hurt? Yes. The second movie is Act 2 plus new scenes to expand it. Act 2 is generally considered the weaker half of the show. Hey, maybe this is a hot take. Maybe this is an incoming Matt Calder hot take. If the second half of your thing is the weaker half of the show, you made a not as good thing. If the first half of your thing is a 9 and the last half of your thing is a 5, and it literally doesn't matter what it is. If the first half is a 9 and the last half is a 5, your thing is a 5. If you leave me with the feeling that the thing that you made was a 5, it's a 5. You know? Almost every single multi-season TV show. This is true. Big Dark Love, as a huge Lost fan, yes. I mean, as an objective view of the movie itself, yeah, I get you. Excuse me. It's like trying to pick back up from a TTRPG session you haven't played in months. Right. You're like, oh, we're doing something. Heroes season 1 was good. Listen, don't talk about Heroes, okay? Don't talk about Heroes. We gotta talk about the writer's strike. If we talk about Heroes, you're gonna get me talking about the writer's strike, okay? Even ignoring the writer's strike, they didn't have, I don't know if they brought in scab writers because of the writer's strike, but man, I will forever be mad that they made what's-his-face the villain. We're getting into it now. You fucked up. You fucked up. I will never not be pissed they made what's-his-name a bad guy. When do we do a Heroes rewatch? When do we do a Heroes podcast rewatch? Like, in the Discord. It's literally, what the hell are we doing? Where are we? Who's the... And they did a time skip. Suresh, Mohinder. They made Mohinder a bad guy. And I was like, it's wild. That's wild to make. Now, would you believe I've never seen Heroes at all? Do you know what? No, because Heroes was a real flash in the pan moment kind of show. Like, Heroes popped really hard and then really fizzled out because I don't think they had a lot of ideas. God, they had a great cast. Okay. It's like Fringe. I think of Heroes, and probably because they came out around the same time. I think of Heroes and Fringe a lot. I had a roommate who was really into that in the 4400. Oh my God, the 4400. I love the 4400. Both of them. Did the same things. I'll start the show without thinking about where it should end, which is like, that's every show. Do you know what I mean? That's every show. The problem is it's just so much more obvious when it's a mystery show and not just a drama. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, oh, season 2, what do we do? And it's like, Jacob's mom comes back. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Boom. We can just, we can go from there. It's not every show, just the majority. I mean, the best ones are planned from the start. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that most shows, and I don't even mean now, because most shows now aren't even literally shows. They're barely shows. I mean, I don't believe that Frasier had any more planning than Lost, right? I don't think The X-Files had any more specific planning than Lost, right? I think what it had were writers who, well, you know, I think it's honestly really hard to compare X-Files and Lost, because I think Lost was, I think in a lot of ways Lost was like the last TV mystery series, because Lost came out at a time when the internet was becoming more prolific, right? It was still kind of new, but it you know, like, you had a Lost producers podcast. This was, you know, this was the rise of podcast time. This was the rise of, you know, but we were still very thoroughly in weekly dramas, right? Of every week, a new episode. It's once a week. And I think if someone tried to make Lost now, I think it would be really difficult because of that. That's Severance, right? That's Severance. Severance is what if you made Lost now. But I think what happened with Lost specifically, to get back to what I was trying to say and not tangent myself, I think the people making Lost got too caught up in the hype of the answer. Like, I think it's fine to have a mystery that doesn't have an answer and explore the things around it. It's different now with writers guilds where shows have writing staffs. There's probably been a big change, sure. But like, I think the people making Lost, right? Maybe not the people explicitly writing Lost, but like the producers, I think they just got too, they got caught in this like huge miasmic cloud of every single person's theory about what was happening on the island. And I feel like we talked about this before, where it's just like, when they aired the first episode of Lost, it was like, oh man, what's the island? And somebody was like, oh, it's purgatory. They're all dead and it's in purgatory, right? And then they spent however many years being like, it's not purgatory, it's real. It's a real place. It's not purgatory. And then it was basically purgatory. You know, they spent so much effort trying to come up with an ending and a story that people couldn't predict, that I think they just took a bunch of weird paths. I'm glad you saved me from having to watch Lost. No, you should watch Lost. Someone out there predict your ending, that's okay. Writers will bail on their idea, right? And I think Lost was just so early in the idea of the internet that it was like, oh my God, what do you mean I can see everything that everyone says all of the time about this thing that I work on? Holy shit, what? What do you mean? What? And I think it was still so new. You know, the internet was still so new that, which we're now realizing, right, which we realize now is the problem. But then it was like, oh yeah, you got to see what's going on and all of this. And now it's like, no, shut the fuck up. No. So yeah, I think Lost, like, right, which is why I'm like, it's really hard to compare X-Files to Lost for a lot of ways, but I don't think that the X-Files had any major planning overall. You know, I think the difference between network shows then was, you know, they would figure out a season plot line and go from there, you know, which is probably not too different from how it was with Lost. But I feel like Severance, right? How much of Severance was written out hard before they started the show? Probably some. Not all. I should clarify my point. I'm talking about now the best new shows have to be played. Oh. I thought you were saying the best shows that have come out have been. I see. I understand what you're saying more, PD. I'm making my way through Supernatural. I look forward to the writers changing their mind on the direction of seasons. I like that you are like, hooray, I don't have to watch Lost, but you're actively watching Supernatural. You're watching Supernatural. You don't get to say shit about Lost. Like, you don't get to talk shit about Lost. You're watching Supernatural. Like, that's where everyone should watch Fringe. Everyone should watch Fringe. Watch Fringe. Fringe was great. God, there was a time after Lost, everybody was making weird sci-fi mystery dramas, and I was here for it. There was one, God, they made Falling Skies. Falling Skies was good. They made, God, Aaron and I watched one for one season on, I think it was NBC. It was some weird show. They were collecting pieces of UFO debris that was causing weird, like anomalies and disturbances. That was cool. I knew that was only going to get one season though. Actually, if you look at the few episodes of Dollhouse, yeah, don't watch Dollhouse. Don't watch Dollhouse. You get everything you want from Dollhouse from the pilot. Watch the pilot and you're fine. I never watched Lost. My sister was obsessed. They showed me an interview once where the writers admitted they had no plan for the numbers yet, and I got so mad. I got so mad I never watched it. Listen, here's the thing. I find it hard to care. I find it hard to care that they didn't have an answer for the numbers, because I totally understand the idea of being like, well, they blew open the hatch. What's inside the hatch? A guy. Okay, cool. That's pretty weird. What's the guy doing? He has to put numbers into a computer or else he thinks the world explodes. And it's like, wow, that's all right. Whoa. I don't think that's bad, because the thing about Lost is that most of the mystery didn't matter because it was a character drop. Like, what was exciting about Lost, didn't the same numbers keep showing up in other places though? Yes. That was part of the weirdness. But what I mean is, you don't have to explain that. You can just have something weird that keeps showing up, that like, to be like, oh, this is how we're showing that these characters are fated to be in this moment. You don't have to explain why those numbers exist. You don't have to explain, oh, this is the algorithmic code of the universe or whatever. No, don't actually. Just have it be a weird thing. You know? Like, they explained why there was a polar bear on the island, and I'm, you know, it felt like there's a certain point where it's like, well, we have to explain these mysteries, and I'm like, you have to explain some of the mysteries so that you can continue to have a story, so that you can keep moving forward. But like, some of the things didn't need to be explained. They could have just been mysterious. Take me hello. I wanted to chime in and say I also loved Fringe. It's nice to know I'm not the only one who liked it. Yes. Green Bean, the greatest mistake of Lost was that the need for everything to be explained. Yeah, I didn't need everything to be explained. And really, you just watch Twin Peaks, you cowards. We do gotta watch Twin Peaks. I bought that Blu-ray set like a year and a half ago. Aaron and I really need to watch it. Solve the mystery, introduce 5 more in the same scene. Well, solving the mystery shouldn't be an ending. It should lead the door to new mysteries, right? Which is why, and I don't want to say too much because this is a newer show. I kind of didn't like I didn't really like the ending of Severance season 2. I felt it was the least interesting outcome presented. But I also think Severance Season 2 got a little wrapped up in its own world building. So we'll see. At this rate, I need to get Anna to watch it so they can bully you to watch it. There are other people in my life that have watched it that can bully me into watching it. It's more not, you're not bullying me to watch it, right? You're bullying Aaron to watch it. It's not just specifically that I have to watch it. I'm also trying to watch like 15 things, so everybody calm down. Everybody relax. But yeah, it's a thing that I've realized later on, like, you know, and I think that's why, for all of its faults, Supernatural continued, because they would just be like, here's a weird thing, and then they'd solve it by the end of the season, but they would immediately introduce a new weird thing, and people would be like, fuck, I gotta see how this goes. I gotta see how this goes. I mean, like season 7-2 ending if it's the full ending, which it isn't, because the deep dissatisfaction kind of works with the vibe of the show. If that was the end, I agree. If that was the end, I would appreciate the artistic choice. Like, I would appreciate the narrative choice, even if I disliked the decision. Like, I don't dislike the decision. I dislike it as a narrative decision, right? I think it is the least interesting of the two options presented as a viewer, right? As a viewer, I'm like, this seems like the least interesting thread we could have taken. And maybe season 3 will come out and I'll be wrong. You know, maybe season 3 will come out and I'll be like, you know what, actually, they knew where they were going with this and they nailed it. Maybe. I'd be mad at the characters, but appreciate the writing. Right. I'd be like, that was a boneheaded move, but that was an ending. I'm not compelled to care about what happens next, maybe. I'll probably still watch it. I will still watch it. I think oh God, it's really hard to talk about this without not talking about spoilers. It is the least interesting, like when talking about a mystery show, right? When talking about a mystery show, it's like, oh, what's the more interesting outcome? Like exploring the mystery and its effects on the world, which Severance has done a really good job of not revealing a lot of outside info, which I think has been really good because they did it a couple times and I was like, I'm kind of unhappy. I feel like Big Dark Love and I should just have, we should just talk about this off stream. I don't have to talk around spoilers. But you know, it's like, do we explore more of the world or do we just keep doing the thing that we've been doing? And it's like, well, you've already had 2 seasons of the thing that you've been doing. So, you know, doing something new is probably going to be the more exciting outcome. Well, like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've got a solid handle on it. Maybe they've got a solid handle on the story and everyone watch Severance. Everyone should watch Severance. That was good. Okay, but Tangent, have you watched The Expanse? No, I read the first book and I know I would like The Expanse. I know I would like The Expanse. So okay. You would, they made some good changes. Oh, I gotta fix the, there we go. That reminds me, I need to watch Babylon 5. Oh man, I've never watched Babylon 5. I have to look up who that is. yeah. Brian and I were just talking about her. Yeah. We were literally, Big Dog Love, Brian and I were literally just talking about her because she's in Destiny, and she came back as a new character. And we were just like, oh my God, thank you. And now the Mermaid Mask is here. I need to duck out because of spoilers. No worries. No worries. Flirty, hello. My Sunday Night Expanse group has many people. Yeah. Yeah, she's great. I'll watch her in anything. We were talking about it. We're just like, oh, she's in a lot of other stuff, but like they get a character who sounds like her. That's why they cast her. They're like, we would like a lady with kind of a smoky voice. There you go. The show only goes to book 5. I'll be looking to choose not to spoil myself. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Yeah, I read the first Expanse, I think before the show came out. And was like, this is pretty good. Back when I could read. Back when reading was a thing that I could do with my time. I'm taking my Kindle out and I'm gonna fuss with it this week so that I can use it for stuff. All right. Community drummer is the best part of the show. Booday, hello. I love, okay, I'll stop. I was like, I don't know any of the people you're talking about. I don't know any of the people you're talking. Uday, hello. Is this a game about mermaids? Maybe. Seems possible. Seems possible. So this is the third Detective Grimoire game. Thank you to Panic Department for the key for this one. I've been having such a great time with all of these. So I'm excited to play the new one. Like, they got me. I'm hooked.
Earthly tether, slowly fraying, floating helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment.
We're just right into it. I appreciate these games just We're just right into it. Man, I'm extremely normal about mermaids.
Fishing trips on board the Dearest Selena. I'm guessing that's the name of the ship. Enquire with Felicia Stonetop at the bar, or with Sylvia Seafoam at the harbor.
Here's some D&D ass names.
It's the case file, the reason we're here. It was left for us right here on the bar.
Oh, look at this. Oh, we can, oh. Look at this. We've got 3D models now. Murder victim, Captain Magnus Mortuga. Location, Illusion Theater, Mortuga submarine. Mortuga had locked himself in the room. It was later forced open and the body was discovered. Mortuga was found alone, lying on his back with a single cut across his throat. No bladed weapon of any kind was found in the room. The Illusion Theater is mostly empty, save for an ancient stone cauldron with a thick metal lid. The purpose of this cauldron is unknown. However, I am informed it has never been unlocked before. It is now unlocked. It is now open. That's very ominous. Yeah, the classic locked room murder. Signed, Captain Seafoam, captain of the Mortuga submarine.
Captain Seafoam. As far as I know, that's who hired us. And who left the case file here in the inn.
There's like a 10-year gap between this game and the last. Maybe? 7. Tangle Tower came out in 2019. At least on Steam. At least on Steam.
But where are they now? Is anyone? Sally, what do you think? Great contribution.
Cute.
It's some book Sally's been reading. She insisted that we bring it with us, although I'm not sure why.
Hex of the Helmsman. Paperback novel belonging to Sally. Something terrible awaits you in the depths. Will you face it? He sees it in his dreams. He sees it when he closes his eyes. He cannot escape it. But what is it? Renowned helmsman Marcus Mordoom is a man with a singular purpose. He will not rest until he uncovers the truth of what's really hiding beneath the waves. Hailing from a small fishing town called Silkworm on Sea, J.D. Worman moved to the big city to write his first novel. It's that novel that's already carving him out a place in the annals of history, as Worman's mastery over the typewriter shines through in every beautifully crafted sentence. The only question I have is how can he possibly follow this up? Brian, hello. Matt loves going deep underwater. This will be great. I do, yeah. Everybody knows that about me. For T.W. Ibis, for imparting upon me what it is to love the art of writing. Chapter 1, Lost at Sea. Marcus Mordoom tightened his grip on the wheel and stared out across the bleak horizon. On this morning, the familiar frigid air of the South Sea carried something more than salt spray as it whipped around his weathered face. On this morning, the familiar howling voice of the wind seemed to be in duet with a much grander voice, a voice that spoke in language that Mordoom could not understand. Not yet.
Hex of the Helmsman by J.D. Worman. Looks like Sally's read through it a couple of times already. I wonder what's so interesting about it.
You know, sometimes you just get a book.
It's a painting of a sea serpent. Wait, is it a serpent if it has legs?
Yes.
What do you think, Sally? Ah, thanks for clearing that up.
Erin tried to tell me about this legless lizard, and I'm like, that's a snake. And she's like, it's not. It's a lizard that doesn't have legs. And I was like, I know about those. They're called snakes. Lyrics! Lyrics, hello. Lyrics, are you home already? Andy, good morning.
There's nothing written on the barrels. I'm sure they were once filled with some kind of wonderful, unsanctioned local ale.
I'm at the airport. Well, I hope you have some safe travels today. I hope you had a wonderful time.
If the windows weren't boarded up, you'd be able to see it from outside.
Is the existence of snakes not common knowledge? No, everybody knows about snakes.
A crab. You know, just in case anyone missed the overt nautical theming.
All right, I think we got everything. I think we got to...
It's Sally. She's fast asleep.
It was fun. Are you planning next year?
To be fair, it is 4 in the morning. I agreed to stay awake and see if anyone shows up. So far, nothing.
My ancestors came from Ireland. I don't know about snakes. Please be considerate.
I thought I heard something outside. Hello?
Please be considerate is very funny. Hello?
Sally, wake up. We have to go.
Why?
Because there's an eerie green light trying to lure us outside.
Oh, that's a pretty good reason. I'll get up.
I think it's time to go outside. To move around, use the map button in the bottom left.
Wonder what all this is.
Looks like a snowman.
It's not... Why would it be a snowman?
Oh, excuse me.
All right, then, what is it?
I think it's 3 stones stacked on top of each other.
Oh, that actually does make more sense.
Yeah, that's how I felt this morning. Just like, all right, here we go.
A large stone statue on top of a fountain.
It looks like a fisherman wrestling with some kind of dragon.
It says right here, the silkworm serpent.
It can't be a serpent. It has legs.
Right?
Silkworm on Sea. It's a ghost town.
Hang on. Hmm. Okay. I'm not finding any scientific web pages really quick, so.
Ghost town?
I just meant since, you know, it's abandoned.
I was trying to find a, like, what is a
But yeah, there
serpent,
might be
but
ghosts.
serpents are apparently almost exclusively mythological, so they can have whatever the fuck they want.
Another abandoned building. Mr. Grip's Emporium.
What do you think they sell?
Currently, nothing. It's a billboard for a theater.
Baroness Fortuna presents Fortuna Hall. Performing tonight, Waylon Wolf.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, we didn't come all this way to go to the theater. Also, the sign is several years old. There's something in the water.
What is it?
I don't know. But whatever it is the source of the green light.
Oh my god, it's a monster. Lyrics, what was your, what was the most exciting thing you found at, what was the most exciting thing you found at Card Party?
Is that?
A submarine. I think I can see someone standing on the deck.
Maybe we should go take a look. An old wooden boy
A boy?
with a face.
You didn't get too
This is
much.
where the green light was coming from. I noticed it started to fade as soon as we stepped onto the deck.
So it's a boy that doubles as a lighthouse?
The opposite, really. A lighthouse warns you to stay away. But this thing lured us in.
Looks like it initially said seafood.
I've only ever heard buoy.
And now it says Mortuga.
I've only ever heard buoys, so boy is very...
I'm getting mutiny vibes from this. I don't know about you.
It's the wrong way around.
What?
Take another look at the case file.
My RC Piplup. What does RC mean in this context?
An old rowing boat.
Or
What?
it only has one oar.
Oh! It's dawn. Looks like the sun is trying to come out.
Radiant Collection. Oh.
I needn't have bothered. We're not going to be around to see it.
Oh no! How come?
Let me know how the game sounds if it needs to get louder or anything.
Because we're going inside the submarine.
Oh yeah.
Hello?
What did you say?
Huh?
I didn't understand what you said.
I didn't say anything.
Oh. Weird.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Music down a little bit, because that bit was super loud.
What's at the bottom of the ladder?
I can't see. It's pitch black.
Should we go back up?
Wait, I think there's a lever.
Oh, hey.
A glass of wine.
Ominously left half finished.
Maybe the wine was corked.
Ominously corked. Whoa.
What is that?
Her painting. Large painting of some unknown being. It's set in an ornate wooden frame. The brass plaque displays a single word. Her. Unusually, it has been set directly onto the painting. Hello? Hello? We're finding secrets.
I guess this is what lights up the room when you pull the switch.
I wonder what they burned to make it pink.
Honestly, Matt should play more Splatoon with me. They're a lot like a squid. Really into fashion, loves games involving guns, scream and die a lot as soon as they're faced with any sort of standing water deeper than a shot glass.
I think this door leads into the control room.
That's accurate.
I want to go into the control room.
Well, you can't. It's locked. It's taped up on the other side of the door.
You don't need to come in here. The crime scene is one floor down at the very back of the submarine. Captain Seafoam.
Thanks for the directions, I guess.
Do you get the sense that the captain is hiding from us?
I mean, a little.
Why would they do that?
Check out the new Splatoon. Brian's been enjoying it.
It's like an old-fashioned drawing room.
I don't see any drawings.
It's short for withdrawing. As in, you withdraw there after dinner.
Excuse me.
I actually never knew that. Well, let's head to the crime scene first.
I've seen a number of opinions about it that seem to be pretty positive.
It's a big metal statue of a serpent.
There's a cabinet built into it, but I think it's locked. Nope.
4 dials, with a window in the center of each one. Turning each dial rotates the shapes that appear in the surrounding windows.
What do those numbers mean, though?
Did I have this too far?
Right.
Okay, I just had it too far. Okay.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it looks like a very specific game. And so whether or not you enjoy that type of game is really gonna decide.
The little cabinet opened.
Anything in there?
Sun tablets. Well, there's 3 different tablets.
Playing cards.
Looks like someone got dealt a bad hand.
Oh, really?
I have no idea. I just thought that would sound cool. This looks like dead coral.
Is coral ever alive?
Yes.
Coral are marine animals, dude.
What?
I guess this is the mess hall.
It is kind of a mess, yeah.
It's kind of missing some vibes. I noticed the music's really lacking.
Pots and pans for cooking.
Yeah, see this, I remember this from the demo. This seems real bad.
Someone's taped a drawing to the wall, although it's upside down for some reason.
I think it's supposed to be a poster.
Baroness Fortuna presents the Lady of the Looking Glass. Unfathomable beyond anything I can imagine. Inconceivable. Title here, Illusion Theater. So there's like, yeah, that seems bad.
There's a little broken bottle on the floor.
I'm guessing Mortuga dropped this when he died.
Small glass bottle found smashed on the floor. Spilled purple liquid has a subtle botanical scent. Paper label is marked with the simple picture of a moon. Okay.
Someone's hung up a banner with the words Illusion Theater painted on it. What's the illusion, I wonder?
You know, I think this room's had some kind of rebranding.
Rebranding from what? What was it before?
Possibly nothing. A small room like this wouldn't normally have a name at all.
There's a wooden panel on the wall here.
Can you see anything through that little hole?
No, it's too dark. A trail of blood. Looks like it came from the wound in Mortuga's neck. It runs straight down the room towards the back of the submarine.
No, it doesn't. Not immediately.
Yeah.
It pulls out first, then changes its mind. There's a cloth hanging up on the wall.
Ragged square of thick sailcloth. A stargazing girl.
It's a little window.
It's a little window.
It looks out into the endless, dark void of the ocean.
Why did you phrase it like that?
I don't know.
This is the cauldron?
Not quite what I was expecting.
Ancient-looking stone cauldron is found in the Illusion Theater in front of Mortuga's body. The glittering interior of the cauldron is marked with several deep scratches. The exterior is spotted with algae and barnacles. I like that I can open and shut it. I love that we can spin it and inspect it.
The case file said it had never been unlocked before. So this is the Illusion Theater.
It's very small for a theater.
It's basically just the end of a corridor, separated from the rest of the corridor by a door.
I already looked. The game was like, you should look here. I looked at that.
So, this is where Magnus Mortuga died.
Why is this and the blood like so sad? Like, come on, man.
It's just like the case file said. He landed on his back with a cauldron at his feet.
He was killed by getting cut across the neck, right?
Yeah, you can see that's where the blood came from.
But there's no weapon, no knife or anything.
Nothing.
This place gives me the creeps. That cauldron especially. I keep staring into it like I'm going to see something, but it really does seem to be empty.
To quote from the case file, Mortuga had locked himself in the room. It was later forced open, and the body was discovered.
So Mortuga was alone in a locked room. A very
classic
small locked room. There really isn't anywhere for a murderer to hide.
I'm not so sure. I
Classic.
think there is a hiding place.
There's only one place you can hide.
Magnus Mortuga unlocked the cauldron and was killed by what was inside.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
I really don't think a person would fit in that cauldron. And didn't they say it had never been unlocked before? If that's true, there couldn't have been anyone in there.
Right, I agree. I don't think it was a person.
Then what?
I don't know. But you have to wonder why it was kept locked in the first place. I'm guessing there was something pretty bad in there.
Look, Mortuga died from a cut across his neck, not from some vague paranormal entity. Unless you're suggesting it was a vague paranormal entity with a knife?
Did you get a good look at the inside of the cauldron? There was something I noticed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is fun. This is a really fun evolution from the thing that we did in the second game, which is when we were looking at evidence, we could pick specific details out. This is a really fun evolution of that, of like looking around the 3D model and then looking for little hotspots.
The scratch marks.
That's really fun. I like that. Chapter 1, The Curse in the Cauldron. Reach chapter 1.
So, it's just
Okay.
Yeah,
But there's no
nothing.
So I think we can go, yeah, I think we can go anywhere now. Let's see if we can, I was gonna say, let's see if we can go to the control room and meet the captain.
Hello?
Go solve the crime!
We're doing it.
Did you talk to Sim yet?
Sim?
Sim! Symmetry!
Where is she?
I don't know anybody, dog.
She'll be in the room nearest the illusion theater.
This one, then? Hello?
It's a magic vanishing cabinet.
I think it's just a wardrobe. Let's take a look inside. Oh, it's empty.
Vanished.
It's a wooden chest.
What's all this stuff on the top?
Drag the 6 cards and 4 glass lenses into the correct arrangement. Jennifer and Margaret gaze jealously at Patricia, whose doll is neither too large or too small.
Nope.
First things first, we need to make sense.
Right. Surely it's the key to knowing where to put everything.
Okay. Oh, do these have... No. Jennifer and Margaret gaze jealously at Patricia, whose doll is neither too large or too small. So that implies that their dolls are too large or too small. I don't think there's any way to tell. Gaze jealously at Patricia. So I'm guessing maybe Patricia is the one in the middle. Oh, maybe it's supposed to be like that? Like...
That's not it.
So, the 6 cards can be put in pairs
Uh-huh.
to make 3 images of the same girl.
Did that.
And then the glass lenses change and warp those images.
Yup. Tell me something I don't know, game.
Nothing.
2 of the lenses use magnification to make things larger or smaller.
Uh-huh.
And the other 2 use a kind of fisheye effect, which bends the images in different directions.
Uh-huh. Hence, what I'm doing. Do you ever feel like... Do you ever feel like you just want to yell directly at the game, like, what do you want, dog?
Nothing.
2 of the lenses, and the other 2 use a kind of...
Uh-huh.
Nothing.
2 of the and the other 2 use a kind.
I've got nothing. This is very funny. This is very funny for like the second puzzle. This is very funny for the second puzzle of the game. Do they want like this?
Nothing.
2 of the lenses, and the other 2 use a kind of fisheye effect.
Nothing.
2 and the other 2 use a kind of...
Okay, let's restart. Let's just start again. Jennifer and Margaret gaze jealously at Patricia, whose doll is neither too large nor too small. So, put the cards in place. You have an idea? Hit me with it. As since I'm clearly not picking up what they're putting down. Use the fisheye lens to make the eye facing the middle one big. Yeah, that's what I was doing. So this is how I had it before, where it was like, oh, on the left is the girl with the doll that's too big, and on the right is the girl with the doll that's too small, and they're both like
Nothing.
2 of the lenses, and the other 2 use a kind.
And then I was like, well, maybe it's the order of the puzzle saying, you know, girl 1, girl 2 glances at girl 3.
Nothing.
2 of the lenses use and the other 2 use a kind of fisheye effect, which bends the images in different directions.
So kind of surprised there's not an explicit hint button, but maybe we'll, you know, we just have it now.
Just
all right,
gonna rest my brain.
We'll come back to it.
A page ripped out of a newspaper.
Lady of the Looking Glass enchants audience. Theater review by James Dusk. Catch of the day, mysterious sea serpent hauled ashore. Whoa, hang on. The young illusionist, who goes by Symmetry Silk Moth, because why not, begins the show with her signature act in which she somehow holds parlance with her own reflection in a large antique mirror. The two symmetries, who seem to move independently of one another, speak upon their morbid anxieties and intrusive thoughts, which, it transpires, form the themes of the show at large. Even though I have my theories about how the trick is achieved, to a less cynical eye, it would present a thoroughly convincing spectacle. The mysterious Miss Silkmoth rounds off her performance with a surprisingly comedic set piece, in which she attempts to communicate with her departed Uncle Gregory, who appears as an apparition within a crystal ball. However, it does not go on plan, and the audience laughs as Symmetry is put on hold in her disastrous attempt to telephone the afterlife. Overall, the show is a triumph, a brush with mysticism that stays with you long after the final bow. Godroid scripts, nautical and aeronautical precision measurement and navigation instruments, Drummond Shipyard, the Stone Top Inn. Yeah, catch of the day, mysterious sea serpent. 3 a.m., the witching hour, and the moon is out. Dearest Selena creaks into port. Its once cheerful frame now seems burdened, heavy. It has a secret. A moment passes. What's this? Something is hauled onto the slime-slick rocks beside the old silkworm harbor. A body, a creature. Its eyes are closed. No, wait, look again. It has no eyes. A serpent of some sort, but it has arms? So a dragon. No, that doesn't seem right. Serpent it is then. What a funny way to introduce a story to say absolutely nothing.
It's a model submarine.
I think it's a doll's house.
Fish hanging from the ceiling.
It's like we're underwater.
We are underwater.
Oh, yeah. It's a seahorse rocking horse.
It's really cute.
Oh, can I ride it?
I don't know. Are you a small Victorian child?
That face, like...
Yes. Magician boxes.
An eerie painting of a girl standing in the woods. It is just a painting, right?
Sure.
Sure.
Maybe.
Did it just blink or did I blink?
No. Maybe.
It just blinked.
An eerie painting of a girl. It is.
Sure. Maybe. No. Maybe.
Hey, look, Sally. It's a giant dice.
Die.
What did I do?
All right. We might need to solve this puzzle before anybody will talk to
Walking
us.
stick, standing up by itself.
I think it's part of an illusion.
They're called illusions, Michael.
What illusion?
Invisible man, maybe?
I don't see it.
Okay.
It's a wooden chest.
What's all this stuff?
Let's try this again.
Nope.
First things
Right.
first.
Surely it's the key. That's not it.
So, and then the glass lenses.
Nothing.
Two, and the other two use a kind of...
You're looking through a fisheye and stuff bigger or smaller? Well, it depends where you're looking through the fisheye. That's the point.
nothing.
Two of them, and the other two use a kind of fish.
If people have ideas on this, let me know. They're looking at the girl with a normal sized doll with jealousy. Yeah. Put the fisheye back and try. Put the fisheye back where? What do you mean? On the right? This, I mean, but this is wrong. This is not anything. Leave the middle small. No, that's not right. Switch the eye that's big. Because it makes them look like they're looking toward. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Okay. I see. I thought it was using the fisheye to make it look like they're like leaning towards. I see.
That's the one.
Good job.
I see it.
It opened.
What's in there?
An eyeball with a thing in there. All right, I guess we just get to explore. Let's just explore.
It's almost pitch black in here.
I'm guessing you didn't bring a flashlight.
Nope. It's almost pitch black.
I'm guessing
nope.
you didn't.
Okay, so can't go here until it's brighter. Airlock grotto. Hello, are you a mermaid?
Old glass bottles.
Looks like they've all been salvaged from the ocean.
Hey, this one has a message inside.
Curse in the cauldron. Hey, that's what we're doing right now. A small room within the bowels of the ship. His lifeless body lies in the shadow of an ancient stone cauldron. Cauldron's heavy iron lid has never been unlocked. It has never been opened. For all his strength, he ultimately proved powerless against the lure of the unknown. On this morning, the cauldron has been unlocked. On this morning, it is wide open. This is literally what's happening.
It's a diving helmet. One of those old, heavy ones.
You think it's a safe?
Nah, looks pretty dangerous.
A safe.
Oh.
Okay, so then this needs to be this. And this needs to be this. Okay.
Go.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Fuck your puzzle.
What's inside?
Pocketbook. A rugged, blood-stained shake. Okay.
Old glass.
like
Hey,
a-
this one has a message inside.
An ornate teacup.
With an ornate crack down the side.
Looks like a jellyfish.
It's 2 glass bowls and some seashells.
Right. But what does it look like?
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
It's a ladder. It doesn't go anywhere, though.
I imagine it's for lowering into the hole so you can climb down.
Oh.
Or, you know, you could use it to display your collection of rusty jewelry. It's a collection of small mirrors.
You know, it might be fun to start a mirror collection. I could really see myself doing that.
Hey, it's me, Madam Tadpole. Yep, that's my name. First question, go.
Are you a mermaid or what's the deal?
Great question. Half mermaid. The top half, obviously. From the waist up, all mermaid. And as you can see, I have the legs of an ordinary human woman.
An ordinary human woman?
Who happens to be an Olympic-level swimmer. Second question, go.
I really appreciate. First question, are you a mermaid or what? What's...
So, Madam Tadpole, you're a professional swimmer? Or a professional mermaid?
I'm not a professional anything, not anymore. I'm done with all that.
Do you have gills?
Nope, it's a tattoo. Sorry to disappoint.
Damn.
It's cool. Why'd you get it?
I've always been real good at holding my breath underwater, like scary good. The other kids used to call me Fish Girl.
Ah, kids can be mean.
I'd say they had it right.
How come you're here on the submarine?
Okay, so I like to go diving. In the sea, deep.
Oh, like with an oxygen tank and a mask?
No. I don't use any of that stuff. Anyway, so one time I went too deep. I wasn't going to come back up. I was pretty much done for. Somehow Magnus found me, pulled me into his submarine. He brought me back. I owe him my life.
Wait, so are you from Silkworm? Were you living in the town?
Nope, I'm from far away.
Then how come you were diving into this bit of ocean?
I think you're a mermaid.
Well, yeah, I was visiting the town. For work.
What kind of work?
Performance art. Kinda. Like I said, I'm done with all that.
So, Mortuga saved you from drowning, and you just decided to stay?
It's where I belong. The ocean. I had my fill of living on land. I've got no interest in going back.
Yeah, this sounds like a thing a mermaid would say.
Looks like you've made yourself pretty comfortable down here.
Magnus offered me one of the bunk rooms, but I turned him down. And yeah, over time, I turned the airlock into a nice little home for myself.
Where did you get all this stuff? The mirrors, the bottles.
Shipwrecks, shipping containers, you name it. If it falls into the ocean, I consider it fair game.
You go swimming out in the actual ocean.
Of course.
Isn't it cold? And what about the water pressure?
What about him? That's for other people to worry about.
So, how do you get out into the sea? Or do you just go from up on deck?
See that hole in the middle of the room? Leads down into a big old water tank with a door that leads outside. I go out into the ocean every single day.
Jeez, I'm impressed.
Like I said, this is where I belong.
How long have you been living here?
I stopped worrying about times and dates. It doesn't mean much down here. But I know I arrived after Sim and before Dirk.
Do you get on with the other suspects?
Oh, sure. It's a nice group. I was closest with Magnus, though. He was one of a kind. I remember the sub did a weird kind of tilt. Don't know what it was, but anyway, it woke me up. So yeah, I'm trying to go back to sleep, but I can't 'cause now
These
the
little
footsteps
3D guys.
outside my room. I get up and check outside. Nothing. So I check the bilge.
Was anyone in there?
No, but something's dripping into the water. I get a closer look, and it's blood coming through the drain that connects to the room above. So I head up there to check. The door's locked. I open it up.
You unlocked it? How?
Who's the fish
By
lady
turning the
with
wheel.
tall woman
So,
energy?
Okay, I guess it's
Also,
not really
hello.
locked. More like
Helix.
Could anyone turn that wheel?
probably not.
Helix,
Takes some
hello.
upper body strength. I go inside, and that's when I find him dead, killed. Looks like. I get angry. I'm out for revenge.
Helix, thank you for using your Prime sub for 62 months.
Nobody. Climb up to the parlor. Nobody.
Holy
Then I
shit.
notice the hatch up to the
62 months is so many months.
Making an escape, I think. Cowardly. I go up on deck. Nobody. I look across to the aft deck.
Let me guess. Nobody.
Nah, there was a demon. Yep. Glowing eyes, single horn coming out of the head, like an antler, kind of.
Was it a person?
I don't know, maybe. It was dark. I could only really make out the eyes, and it wasn't looking at me. It was looking out to the
Helix, how you doing today? Hope you're having a good Monday.
Then it starts talking.
What did it say?
No idea. Alien language.
Eddie. What?
Okay, even I'm making notes now. This is the best statement we ever got.
Oh yeah, there was this big green light. Not sure where it was coming from, though. It can't be anything good, I figure. Better put a stop to it. So I took one of the oars off the old rowing boat and threw it. Hard. Direct hit. Its head came off, pretty sure. I saw it fall into the ocean.
Suspect vanquishes demon with improvised javelin.
After that, the green glow went away, so now it's too dark to see anything.
I wish Fawn was here. I wish Fawn was here for this.
Over to the aft deck, but nope, nothing. Then I dived down past the back of the sub to take a look around.
Did you see anyone?
No,
I was a bit impressed. The only thing I managed today is a shower.
no.
I can understand
How
that.
should I put this?
I can understand that.
I'm
You know,
pretty sure I was being watched.
you have some of those days. I get that.
Something was out there with me. I don't know. Sorry.
Hope you can take some time for yourself and
Find the head of the demon or whatever it was. You said it fell into
recoup,
the ocean.
reassess,
Oh, yeah. I did.
reset, whatever you
It's
need,
right
you
there,
know?
floating in the water. Turns out it was this leather mask kind of thing.
A mask?
Like a full head mask, you know, kind of like a balaclava.
Do you still have it?
Nope. I took it back inside the submarine, left it right here in the airlock, and, it's gone. I think it got stolen.
That's, disappointing.
Tadpole, you didn't finish your statement.
Right. I left the airlock, told Cynthia to gather up the others and come up to the storeroom. Zephyr was in the mess hall. I told him to come too. So I go to the storeroom. Dirk's there with Werman and Sim. Everyone else shows up shortly after.
So, you all gathered at the crime scene. What happened?
Nobody wanted to admit to murder, so it was a bit of a stalemate. Most of the others made excuses and scurried off. Zephyr, Grip, and I stayed behind. I guess we were the ones who knew Magnus best. That's it. Story's over. Get out of here.
Very funny. All right.
Hello? Is anyone there?
I think there's someone in that basket.
It's a big compass.
This is really threatening energy, and I don't know how to explain.
Sail on now.
Can I buy something with my wages?
We don't get paid until we solve the mystery.
What if we don't solve it? Do I still get paid? Grimoire?
What on earth are you doing?
Customers, come in, and welcome to Mr. Grip's Emporium.
Wait, what?
I guess he's Mr.
what?
Grip.
What's that? You'd like a succinct yet exhaustive rundown of our operational philosophy?
I don't think I said that.
Here at Mr. Grips,
No.
we plot the unplottable, chart the unchartable, and measure the unmeasurable. No sea too vast, no night too dark, no fog too thick. With the right contraption in your pocket, even the great unknown may be quantified and calculated. So fret not, noble navigator, as we stock all the essentials.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you can't afford
I
this.
don't want it.
I'm afraid you don't have enough money.
I know! I'm not trying to buy anything.
This is actually very funny.
Apologies, you can't afford that one.
Mr. Grip, we're not customers. We're detectives. We need to talk to you.
Oh.
Why didn't you say so? Now, what is it you wanted to know?
I wonder if we will get to buy stuff.
Can I get your full name?
Godric Grip of Mr. Grip's Emporium.
And that's this little shop you run down here in the engine room for some reason.
For some reason.
Branch. The flagship site is back in Circuum-on-Sea.
Yeah, we saw it. It's all boarded up.
Yes, well, I can't make a living selling compasses to the ghosts in a ghost town.
Trans rights.
So that's what you do? Sell compasses?
Fuck yeah, trans rights.
We buy, sell,
Easy man,
and
hello.
service all manner of nautical navigation equipment. What's that? Ah, yes, we also provide cartographic consultation. We'll analyze and decipher any map, all for a low.
Easy man, how are you?
Some maps may be invalid, fee to be decided on a case-by-case basis.
Sorry, did you just talk to your stick?
You mean Cornelius Kane?
And he's given it a name. Great.
Don't ask any follow-up questions. Maybe he'll let us move on. How'd you wind up here?
I crashed my hot air balloon into the ocean. Whole
rights.
thing came down. Dreadful. And of course I...
Fuck yeah, trans rights. Carnation, hello.
How'd you crash your balloon?
Carnation, good afternoon. How are you?
Spirited disagreement with a flock of migratory pelicans led to an abrupt...
Sure, okay. In the actual...
Up early for my first day. Oh yeah, you starting a new job today? Hell yeah.
Wait, so you're an...
Hell yeah.
I thought you were a shopkeeper.
Yes, well, you're quite right, of course.
Let's go, PC
But I've been
man.
inspired to
Hell
leave
yeah.
my shop behind and head out on a journey of discovery into the great unknown. That was the plan, at least. As you can see, I didn't make it very far at all.
So there's a storm, the balloon crashes, you fall into the ocean. Then what?
Enter Captain Mortuga. He finds me adrift, fishes me out of the water, and promptly places me here.
In the engine room? Was every other room taken?
On the contrary, only Mortuga and Zephyr were living here when I arrived, so I rather had the run of the place. Cornelius and I just agreed this would be the best place to set up shop.
I'm as good as can be for being
Why
ovenless.
did you set up your shop again?
Well, that should
You just
be
said you'd
today,
been
right?
Inspired to leave it behind.
I had to make myself useful somehow, didn't I?
That should be today, right?
Let's see. I'd taken Cornelius up to the mess hall. Poor fellow needed a little repair work, you see.
Were you alone up there? Aside from Cornelius, I mean.
No, Werman was there, working away on his typewriter. Then, all of a sudden, somebody new came down the ladder. A woman by the name of Mariana Moon. Werman and I conversed with her for a few minutes before Mortuga himself entered the room. He passed through towards the child's room and the storeroom, but before he left, he asked us to provide Mariana with a tour of the submarine. Werman feigned a sudden fatigue and slithered off back to his room, leaving me as the solitary tour guide.
You do kind
Say he was gonna call an electrician today. We've yet to be updated.
Yes, well, I won't bore you with a blow-by-blow. I'm sure Mariana will cover that in her statement. Suffice it to say, we ended up in the bilge at the very back of the submarine. And there we were, standing in the dark, when all of a sudden, a voice echoed down from above.
Mortuga's voice?
No, a young woman's, possibly two different women. The voices were followed by the sound of a blade, and finally a dull thud, like something hitting the ground.
Sounds like a murder to me.
What did Mariana make of all this?
Well, apparently satisfied by our impromptu eavesdropping session, she made her farewells and left.
You didn't go with her?
No, I stayed a little longer.
Did you hear any other weird noises?
I did. First, the sound of the storeroom door wrenching open and then closing again. Secondly, some kind of short, heavy scrape, mechanical. And finally, a dull thud, like something hitting the ground.
Sorry, again?
How many murders were there?
I didn't really know what to do with myself after that, but an unexpected lurch of the submarine caused me to very nearly...
Love the art style. Yeah, I really like how these games look.
I even returned to the safety of my engine room.
You didn't want to go upstairs and see what was going on?
I certainly thought about it. Ultimately, I think it came down to cowardice on my part.
You didn't want to run to the murderer.
So...
That's fair. You know, I get that.
sat there, feeling rather pathetic, when Cynthia appeared in my doorway.
What did she want?
Well, she had a compass she wanted me to fix. I agreed to take a look at it for her. But that wasn't the end of it. She then told me she'd been asked to bring me upstairs, along with everyone else. And so, after fetching Mariana from next door, the three of us went up to the storeroom. I saw Mortuga's body laying on the floor, saw the cut across his neck. The cowardice I'd felt before, compounded. Tadpole spoke to the room. She wanted a confession, or even just an explanation. It goes without saying that nobody was willing to offer one. Really, that's the end of it. After that, several things happened very quickly. Cynthia became captain, decided to bring in a detective. You two arrived, and here we are.
Okay. Let's just keep moving on down the line.
A pinboard?
I assume it belongs to that woman over there.
Right. We'd better talk to her first.
Weary travelers. Take a seat by the fire, shake out your boots.
We're not weary travelers.
Then why do you both look so haggard and trail-worn?
Ouch.
Yeah.
My self-esteem for the rest of the day.
Damn.
We're detectives. I'm Grimoire, and
Why do you look like
we're here
shit?
investigating the murder of Magnus Mortuga, your previous captain.
My captain? Never. My captain is the moonlight as it shimmers across the lake. My
Okay.
captain is the wind as it whispers through the valley.
Okay.
Who is this woman?
No idea. I kind of like her, though.
My name is Moon. Mariana Moon.
Aha. And
It's jazz. It is very.
You
Yeah,
simply am.
I see it. I see it.
so, what, you're just some random traveler?
A traveler, yes, but random, never. I'm here because I chose to be. I've been searching for the Mortuga submarine for some time, you know.
How come?
How come? This thing is the motherlode
The motherlode of what?
of whispered half-truth,
Of what?
of murky rumor, of stories unspoken.
Oh, like urban myths and stuff?
Right. Urban myths and stuff.
So, you're a historian.
Historian, storyteller, rambler, ambler, fireside gambler.
How long have you been here?
Well, let's see. I arrived a few hours before the captain was murdered.
Oh, dang.
Quite the story, isn't it?
But you're just on the submarine because you find it interesting.
Would that be such a crime?
No. Murder's a crime, though, pretty sure.
A merciless wind rattles.
I got here just like 5 minutes before the captain died, but like, you know, no worries.
The shadow of a vessel lurking low in the
Just how it goes some
water.
days.
A mysterious stranger steps onto her foredeck. Cloaked in darkness, she slips inside the submarine. Who is she? What is her dark purpose?
It's you. We get it.
A mysterious stranger, I said. She descends into an ornate parlor, empty, save for a lone figure standing by the fire.
So, not empty.
It is. his face still half hidden in flickering shadow. It is Captain Magnus Mortuga.
What was he like?
Nice guy. Stoic, but polite. Kind. He tells me to wait in the control room and then disappears off towards the back of the ship. After a little while, he comes back. But now, he's a slightly different man.
What do you mean?
The light is gone from his eyes. He seems sad, angry. He avoids my gaze as he crosses the room to take hold of the wheel. He tells me to head down the ladder towards the mess hall. Doing so, I encounter two gentlemen named Mr. Werman and Mr. Grip. Neither of them look like sailors, so I know they can't be crew. I assume they must be guests like me. And true enough, it transpires that Mr. Werman is a writer and Mr. Grip is, some kind of watch repairman. Captain Mortuga reappears,
Yeah, sure.
descending the ladder. He asks the two men to show me around the submarine and introduce me to the others. Then he disappears through the rear corridor. It's the last time I see him alive. Mr. Werman apologizes, explains he's too tired, and leaves through the opposite corridor. Mr. Grip, unable to come up with such an excuse, agrees to show me around. Now, I wrote this down in my diary, so I may as well let you read it.
Imagine my excitement to finally get a good look around the Mortuga submarine. I was even given a tour by one of Mortuga's subordinates, a Mr. Godric Grip. We began by visiting a bizarre laboratory known as the Dream Chamber. It smelled of dried herbs and dusty glass, but was devoid.
The Dream Chamber?
An early disappointment. The captain's cabin was locked. Mr. Grip explained how Captain Mortuga mostly keeps this room locked when it's not in use.
Sure, it'd be weird if you just like walked into his room though, so that's...
down into the living quarters, where a pair of bunk rooms sat at the end of a corridor. An early disappointment. The captain climbed first, smelled of crane dust and unwatered flowers. A young woman was laying in her bed, poring over an old document. She hastily hid the document away and introduced herself as Miss Cynthia Seafoam, a name to remember, dear reader, as she will shortly become quite important. The second bunk room smelled of aftershave and desperation. The two men within, Mr. James Werman and Mr. Dirk Dansom, both appeared to be asleep, so we decided not to intrude.
Never asked how was your weekend. My weekend was good. We did some house chores. We're working on planning for our trip coming up. I talked about it a bit at the start, but we went and saw Hades Town at the theater, in the the movie theater. They're doing a movie like theater presentation. So yeah.
Next on the tour, a room inhabited, by the looks of things, by a young child who is also a stage magician.
It's very
Sadly,
quiet,
this
but
mythical
we're
child magician is nowhere to be seen.
we're working. We're planning out. We're planning some cleaning projects and house cleaning stuff. So
The room at the very end of the hallway was sealed with a heavy bulkhead door. Mr. Grip dismissed it as a storeroom that only Captain Mortuga makes use of.
that does remind me. I need to order the cards for my Digimon deck because we have like a month until the event we're doing. So I need to figure out which cards I need.
Perhaps you'll agree with me, dear reader, when I suggest the peculiarity of a simple storeroom being sealed off with...
How was your weekend, Helix? What did you get up to? What was going on?
Grip took me down to the cargo hold. It smells of damp wood and tarred rope. Yes, I describe it in the present tense, for it is here I sit as I write this very diary. Next door, the engine room, burnished bronze and tea-stained parchment. I learned that it's something of a nest for Mr. Grip himself, and thus was currently unoccupied.
Spend a good chunk of it asleep, not gonna lie.
Outside, I
That's fair. You know, sometimes you have those days.
The aforementioned keeper of the dream chamber.
Sometimes you have those
He
days.
nearly dropped the empty glass bottle he was carrying. Clearly wishing to remove himself from the situation, the good doctor muttered something inaudible and disappeared up the ladder. We continued on into the next room, which I was amused to discover was some kind of shimmering mermaid grotto. I smelled her before I saw her, the unmistakable mix of salt, seaweed, and sequined spandex. It can only be Madame Tadpole, a name which may be familiar to long-time readers of this diary.
What?
Tadpole and I caught up, while Mr. Grip skulked in the doorway, clearly hoping this would mark the end of the tour, but it did not, dear reader. It did not.
Right, so, yes, I can see there's one more room to visit. Mr. Grip insists it's just the bilge, a dark, dank and smelly place, ill-frequented by humankind. I tell him he couldn't have sold it to me better if he'd tried.
Why? Why are you weird? For my next mono playthrough, I definitely want to do a 3DS DS game. Hell yeah.
Enter the bilge, but it's too dark to see anything. Mr. Grip, who is clearly tiring of my company by this point, opens the vent in the ceiling to let in a little light. Moments later, a voice is heard, echoing down from above.
Whose voice?
Have
A
you
young woman.
hacked your 3DS yet,
An
Helix?
older woman. I can't remember exactly what was said, but I remember thinking it sounded a little like poetry.
What happened next?
The thing that I recommend everyone do.
Sound of a scream, and then a dull thud.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds like a murder.
But which murder?
Anyway, by this point, I've used up all my patience, so I decide to take my leave. I thank Mr. Grip for the tour and return to my new lodgings in the cargo hold. I have to put up my tent twice, as on the first attempt, a sudden movement of the submarine undoes my progress. After some time, Mr. Grip and the young Miss Seafoam appear in my doorway. It seems they've come to fetch me for some kind of official submarine business. We head back towards the mess hall, Mr. Grip and Miss Seafoam heading up the ladder before me. I spot Dr. Zephyr emerging from the airlock. He has a glass bottle in one hand and what looks like an old leather bag in the other. I update him with what little information I have and attempt to catch up with the others. Laying on the floor is the body of Captain Magnus Mortuga. Amongst the living, mutterings are breaking out. Murder and mutiny, cauldrons and curses. But with Zephyr finally in attendance, Tadpole calls for order, demanding justice for her slain captain. But nobody really seems to know what to say. The next morning, it's announced that Miss Seafoam has taken over as captain. And, well, here we are.
I haven't set it on a type, and no, I haven't hacked it yet.
It's a big traveler's backpack.
Everybody should. This is my big advice for 2026.
Smells like soil.
Everybody should hack their 3DS. Everybody should get a DS flash cart.
And grass.
When you're done smelling it, there's something in the pouch I think we should take a look at.
Felix Flint. Oh? Is this related? Damien Dusk? Felicia Stonetop? Fortuna Fellow. They're always Damien Dusk, the mayor. Oh my gosh. This is a map of the town of Silkworm. And then some sort of family tree that I'm not sure how it includes Magnus Mortuga. Unless she's trying to imply that Magnus is this question mark?
It's a pin board.
So we probably need to go through her thing. And figure out where, when she's talking about these rooms.
I'll do this later.
Oh, okay. She didn't give it to us as a
big traveler.
As a
There's
clue.
something in the pouch I think we should take a look at.
Okay. So we have to talk to her.
We enter the bill, Mr. Grip.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This
A
is
merciless shadow is cloaked.
Thank you.
But how much she descends?
So,
he
not.
turns. It is.
What was he like?
Nice guy. He tells me to wait after a little while.
What do you mean?
The light. He tells me to head so. Neither of them looked true. Captain Mortuga. He asks the two. Then he disappears the last time. Mr. Worman. Mr. Grip.
Okay.
Now,
Imagine my excitement to finally get. We began by visiting a bizarre laboratory.
okay. So whoever.
It smelled of dried herbs and dusty glass, but was devoid of its dream custodian.
Okay, and that's probably the guy we don't know.
Early disappointment. The captain's cabin was locked. Mr. Grip explained how Captain Mortuga.
So the captain's cabin is here.
We climbed down into the living quarters, where a pair of bunk rooms sat at the end. The first smelled of crane dust and unwatered flowers. A young woman was laying in her bed, pouring. She hastily hid. The second bunk room smelled.
Okay, so they're here.
Next on the tour, a room. The second bunk room was smelled. Next on the tour, the room at the very end of the hallway was sealed with a heavy. Next on the tour, a room inhabited by the looks of the room. Perhaps you'll agree with Mr. Grimm took me down to the next door, the engine. Outside, I encountered a Dr. Zacharias Zephyr. The aforementioned clearly wishing to continue. I smelled her before I saw her. The tadpole and
I smelled her before I saw her is a wild thing to say out loud about
Pin board.
literally anything. Oh, you need me to do it perfect first try? No, my guy.
Nope.
So, there's a drawing of each of the suspects,
Mm-hmm.
Mortuga, and ones of us too. Each one needs to be moved to the right place on the board.
Yeah. When did she draw us? You know, she's just quick about it. I think the one problem I have right now is that I can't, in this screen, reference the map of the submarine. You know what I mean?
come back later.
Like, I think my one disappointment is that I can't, in that screen, you know, look at the map. Yeah, they're not on the same level. They're above each other. And then this is Magnus's room. Because that would, you know, that would help a lot. Also, saving my progress between things would help a lot. She was here. He was here. He's here. I think these are the individual rooms, these little taped out sections. So I think this is him. And I mean, are we here?
Nope.
So, there's a drawer. Each one needs to be moved to the right.
We don't have a room, so I don't know where we would
That's
go.
not it.
Looks like the board's been
The
divided.
shape looks familiar.
Of course. Remember Mariana's diary?
Okay, I guess we'll have to figure out where we're supposed to be, but I think I've got the gist of it.
What's in these old wooden crates?
I don't know. I can't get them open.
What did I tell you? Always bring the crowbar.
Yeah, I'm with Sally. Have a
I
crowbar.
assumed it was tea, but actually it smells like coffee.
It's unfiltered too, and there's no milk.
Hardcore. It's a pizza oven.
No, it's a furnace for heating the submarine.
Right. But you could put a pizza in there.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't, and you wouldn't want to.
Is that soil?
I thought it was coal. You know, for the furnace.
It's locked.
The bunk room.
It's some kind of doll.
Sally, no. It's a collectible action figure.
Same thing.
Oh, of Marcus Mordoom. Bless you. Series 1, Belisha Belltop, Marcus Mordoon, Devil of the Deep. Series 2 coming soon. Okay.
It's a suitcase. Clothes are neatly folded inside.
It smells like men's aftershave. I'm getting bergamot, cedarwood, and notes of citrus.
You done sniffing the suitcase? It's a huge iron dumbbell, made from nuts and bolts.
So, you gonna pick it up? Might be a clue.
I doubt it.
Big, blunt object like that could be a weapon. I'd say it looks pretty suspicious. Worth investigating.
That's very funny.
I disagree.
It's a punching bag.
Looks like it's been recently punched. What? Is that a tuxedo?
You never know when you might have to go to a fancy party.
What's this in the front pocket?
It's a cell phone.
I was like, is that a cell phone?
It's locked.
What do you mean it's locked? How can a phone...
Oh. Awesome boy. Awesome boy, thank you for the 185 stream streak. Oh, I see. Okay, let's solve these. And then we'll figure out what we need. Oh. That's... Oh. I think I did it.
There we go.
Yeah!
Nice.
Pattern recognition, autism, let's go!
So now we can look at it?
Just hack his cell phone. Look at this. Welcome, Dirk. Oh my God. We can just read his emails? Offer still on the table, 500,000 with no multi-picture deal, and sci-fi lasers explosion's gonna be big. Call me Steve. Hi Dirk, my name is Jimmy. I'm a big fan. I have lots of ideas for movies you could do, and you use them for free, but please put me in the credits. Okay, thanks. Please write back. Hey Dansome, where did you run off to? They said you want a work trip? Thanks. What the fuck? Thanks for inviting me. Marsha Mims, Steve admitted he emailed you again. There's a reminder you're not free to take his offer. Vanderpeer. Vanderpeer.
There's a sink here with its own little mirror.
Looks like someone's been using it to shave. A bunch of discarded paper.
There's something typed on it.
Yeah, but I can barely make sense of it.
Kinda looks like an attempt at the first chapter of a story.
All right.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
It's going good, I think.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm Dirk, by the way. Who are you guys?
I'm Grimoire, and this is Sally.
Oh, cool. Cool. So you're the detectives?
Yeah, we're here to investigate the murder of Magnus Mortuga.
Oh, yeah, it's a major bummer, honestly. He was a pretty stand-up guy. I mean,
it's major bummer guy.
Oddball, but like in a good way, you know? I mean, he was
Dirk, you didn't tell us your surname.
Oh, right. Sorry. Dirk Dansome, actor. So, yeah, anyway, hi, and what can I do for you folks?
He's adorable. Can we keep him?
No, forget to feed him.
I would, yeah.
You forget to feed him.
So, Dirk, you're an actor. What kind?
Oh, well, so for ages, I just did commercials, and then about a year ago, I finally got cast in a movie.
Nice. Anything I've seen?
Well, it's called Hex of the Helmsman. I played the helmsman.
Marcus Mordoom?
Oh, you've seen it?
No, but I read the book.
Oh man, the book is gnarly. I mean, I'm not usually one for reading, but I actually finished it. Yeah, the whole thing.
Congrats.
The author's a stand-up dude, too.
J.D. Worman. You know him?
Well, yeah, he's sitting right over there. You should go talk to him. Super friendly, loves meeting new people.
I bet.
Was your movie a success,
Doubt.
Dirk?
Big doubt.
Man, it's making megabucks.
Are you going to make a sequel?
Well, you know, they want to move on that ASAP, but, you know, we're not ready to start filming yet.
And what? You're taking your vacation on a submarine while you wait?
No, I'm just tagging along here with Worman. Yeah, he wanted to take a trip out here, and I figured, yeah, you know, the more the merrier.
He's my type? What, a guy?
What do you make of the Mortuga submarine?
Man, this place is wild. It's like
A
something
beefy
out of a
himbo?
weird old
He doesn't
book.
strike me as himbo
Back
enough.
home is gonna believe any of it.
I feel
How do
like
you like living here?
they want him to be a himbo, but I feel like he's not
So,
himbo-y
I
enough.
love meeting all the weirdos that ended up down here. You know, all kinds of people I'd normally never rub shoulders with, you know. But man, is it dark. I mean, there's no sun, no day, no night. You barely even feel the time passing. Listen, if you're not careful, it'll get you. No, for real.
You seem to be holding out.
Ha, well, thanks. You know, so far so good.
How long has it been?
Werman and I arrived a couple of weeks ago. We're the most recent arrivals, aside from Mariana.
It's lucky they still had this room free. You ended up with pretty nice living quarters.
I guess. I never really thought about it.
Dirk, you're basically just a passenger, am I right? You don't have a job here on the submarine?
Well, you know, I set myself personal goals.
Like what?
Set myself personal goals.
I was trying to find out everyone's birthday. I got Cynthia's, Grip's, Tadpole's. Oh man, that one took some doing. Yeah, she does not like to share personal info, let me tell you. Mortuga, though? Brick wall, dude. He would not give me the goods.
Okay.
I got woken up when the submarine did a weird kind of movement, like a sudden tilt. It woke Werman up too. So yeah, we were both sitting there, awake, not sure what's going on. At some point, I got curious what time it was, so I looked at my watch. But as I was looking at it, it freaked out. Oh, the hands moving all over, and like they were trying to point in all directions at once, if that makes any sense. Anyway,
that's generally not how watches work.
Think about it. Since then, we heard this scream. Yeah, Werman and I left our room, went through the mess hall, and towards the storeroom at the end. It was unlocked. Sim was standing in the doorway. Mortuga was on the floor, totally dead. I tried to help Sim, pull her away. Werman, though, he just stood there, staring. Like, didn't look away once. It was like he was trying to commit it to memory or something. Although, I don't think he noticed the person outside.
Sorry, what?
Outside the submarine. Yeah, I saw someone swim down past the window. I couldn't tell who it was, though.
Okay. What did you do next?
I wasn't sure what to do, to be honest. Luckily, Tadpole showed up a short while later, and she kind of took charge. Grip and Cynthia showed up next, then Mariana, then Zephyr. Tadpole wanted to know what had happened, but nobody had any answers for her. It was bad vibes all around. Sim and Cynthia left first, then Werman, then me and Mariana. We left around the same time. So, yeah, I went back to my room. Werman was there already. He'd gone straight back to work. And, that's all I got. Can I stop talking now?
Sir, if you have a minute, I'm Detective Grimoire, and this is Sal—
Two detectives, one short, one tall. Tried and true.
Hey, I'm really not that much shorter than Grip.
But which of you is the funny one?
I'd say it goes back and forth.
You still haven't told us who you are.
The name's Werman. J.D. Werman.
He's an author.
Author, journalist, let's see, what else? Famous, successful, some kind of genius, even. Oh, sure, that's why I got myself trapped in the murder submarine.
I know who you are, Mr. Werman. I've read your book.
Oh, joy, your fans. Of all the places.
I never said I liked the book. Maybe I hated it.
There's no way you hated it. The arcs are too tight. Each chapter leads to the next, beginning, middle, end, and bang, not a line wasted.
Damn, he's right.
I do like the idea of, I read it, oh, yeah, you're a fan. It's like, nah. Okay, I can't get over this quote. I can't get over this quote from Yoshi P. From the Fan Fest. I keep seeing this pop up, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. So at the Fan Fest in Berlin, somebody asked what game was the biggest influence on his life, and he said Final Fantasy VI. And he says every time he says this, people write up stories that he's gonna remake it. It's not gonna happen. But he says Final Fantasy VI is the reason I wanted to work in games. It always has a special place in my heart. he says, Yoshida explained that while there might be an appetite for players for a Final Fantasy VI remake, the work involved in such a project would be immense given the scale of the game. Of course, I understand the feelings of the players. You have to think about it. Look at Final Fantasy VI. It's an incredibly huge game. The scale is just immense, and the same applies for other titles like Final Fantasy 8 and 9. Of course, now, since you're working on the Final Fantasy VII remake series, I do get that people would be asking for remakes of other titles. But if we did remake those other titles, we'd probably have to release them in 4 installments or maybe even 5. That's the stupidest thing I've heard anyone say, if I'm fully on. The idea, this is what I mean when I'm like, remake culture is like a brain disease. What do you mean that if you remake a Super Nintendo game, it would have to be 4 installments? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck? Like, this is, I think this is the, like, this is partially, this guy knows how to make MMOs, right? And he has a really good sense of how to tell a story over multiple installments. And that's good. That's a good, like, that's a good skill for him to have for the thing that he's doing. But the idea that to remake a game that was originally on the Super Nintendo would require multiple current gen games is absolutely a statement that should have you, like, you should have to explain yourself. I think he's exaggerating so people stop asking for it. No, I don't think that's the case at all. No, I don't think that's the case at all. Splitting 7 up into 3 games over the span of a decade was a choice. They could remake games without having to do all that. No, I don't see, that's the thing. I don't think they can. I think they have to commit to a huge progress, to a huge program like that. I think they have to commit to a big thing like that. Like, because they can't think of anything else. Despite how much people are loving Octopath Traveler, Dragon Quest, HD2D remakes, Adventures of Elliot, the Brave Exvius port that's about to come out. Like, there is absolutely a market, and they created a market for these things. They created the gorgeous 3DS remakes for these games, right? And then they created an engine that would be like so perfect to use to remake these old games. You know, if they did the original Final Fantasy games in the Octopath engine, people would be losing it. People would, you know, people would fall all over themselves to buy those games. But I think it just absolutely speaks to something bad and harmful. That he's like, if we're going to remake this Super Nintendo game, it would have to be 4 games. That's, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So, Mr. Werman,
we're gonna finish up chatting with this guy and then take our break.
They tell me.
How did you end up on the submarine?
I came of my own volition.
Why?
I wanted somewhere quiet to work on my next novel. Minimal distractions. Not saying it's worked, but...
You're writing a sequel?
Trying to.
Excuse me.
Trying to.
Hang on. A sequel to what?
Grimoire, are you not paying attention?
Yeah, this should have been like the third We've talked about this like 3 different times.
Ah, there she is. Benefactor and burden both.
Sally, how did you know to bring the book with you?
Because Mr. Warman's local to the area. It says so right here. Hailing from a small fishing town named Silkworm-on-Sea, J.D. Warman moved to the big city to write his first novel.
My publisher wrote that. It's quite true, but she made it sound so saccharine.
So you're from the town, you moved away, and then you came back.
Now, see, you've gone too far in the other direction. That's too utilitarian.
I get going back to your hometown for peace and quiet, but then to end up on the submarine.
How did you even find out about it? Did you already know Mortuga?
Oh, I knew of him. He's a figure of some infamy, submarine included. In fact, it was good to finally put a face to the name after all those years.
All right.
So, how'd you like living on the Mortuga submarine?
I will say, as a writer, it's a boon to be aboard this thing. The whole place is dripping with human narrative, stories practically leaking out of the walls. It's also a lot noisier than I thought it'd be. I couldn't have guessed Mortuga would basically be running a bed and breakfast down here.
It was already busy when you arrived?
Mm-hmm. Before the arrival of Mariana Moon, Dirk and I were the last 2 to join the gang.
It's kind of surprising there was still a bunk room free at that point.
Well, I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth.
What's it like sharing a room with Dirk?
How did you just happen upon it, though?
2 peas in a pod, that's us.
And what about everyone else?
That sounds about right.
Fascinating little microcosm, utterly discordant and yet somehow harmonious. At least that's how it felt before the captain was murdered.
The Pixel remasters fulfill the need for a 2D remake, so only a 3D remake is left. This is why I think remake culture is a disease. It doesn't need to happen. They also already did a 3D remake. Like, we can't get talking about this because I'll just end up frothing at the mouth. I will just end up frothing at the mouth.
Night rolls around and I can't sleep, as usual. I say night. I'm referring to the indistinctive block of time we on the submarine have agreed to collectively refer to as night. Anyway, I'm wide awake, so I stay up to get some writing done. I don't want to deprive Dirk of his beauty sleep, so I took my typewriter out into the mess hall.
Was anyone else in there?
Godric came up a few minutes later. Brought some kind of busy work with him. So there we were, whiling away until I look up and see this woman. Mariana Moon, apparently. Good name. Probably fake, but good. She got straight to work trying to extract my entire life story, but then Mortuga shows up and we all go quiet. The guy looked miserable, and he passed straight through the room like a ghost. But before he leaves, he asks us to show Mariana around the submarine. I really didn't have the energy, so I made an excuse and left. I slept for barely an hour before a big jerk wakes me up. I'm not talking about Dirk. I mean, the submarine, it moved, tilted. Anyway, I tried to get back to sleep.
Are we not talking about
scream?
Slash, we were literally just
all the way down the corridor.
We were literally
in
just
place in the doorway at the end, and behind her, Mortuga, dead, laying in front of some ancient stone cauldron. The lid of the thing flung open, like something had just burst out of it. The whole scene was otherworldly, like a painting. Then Madame Tadpole arrived, with just about everyone else trailing behind her.
Tadpole brought everyone with her, so she already knew about the murder.
From what I gather, she discovered the body and then left to go get everybody else. And you know, I really didn't want to get in her way, so I returned to my room to await further instruction.
Did you go back to sleep?
No, I couldn't. I went back to work. Figured I'd be better off keeping busy, you know.
I rolled my eyes so hard. No one needs this. We can just destroy the FF6 we have. I felt this way since the second Final Fantasy game. How about y'all put that investment in an actual new Final Fantasy game? I'm of the very strong opinion that the Final Fantasy VII remakes are serving to train the Creative Business Unit 3 team on how to make 3D like action games. Like I absolutely think that they're using this as a way to train up developers and try out new mechanics. And they are sure, we got Final Fantasy 16 out of it, right? And they're continuing that team. Like, I think they're training a team that doesn't solely work on the MMO, so that they have you know, they have another full team of developers, because I don't understand what it is about Final Fantasy VII that could require, well, that's not true. I do know why Final Fantasy VII could require multiple remakes. It's because the story of Final Fantasy VII was like 6 different games, but all right. All right. I'm gonna take my break. I'm gonna have my snack and refill my tea and all that jazz. When I get back, we'll do Game Duel and guess the game. And something else. And that there was something else. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see everybody back here in just a little bit. We haven't met all of the crew members yet, but I figure we're getting to it. We're making progress. If you haven't recently, make sure you get up, move around, take a stretch, have a snack, have breakfast if you haven't. Make sure you're staying hydrated, anything like that. But I'll see everybody back here just a little bit.